yeah, when we had our first record out, Burning the Witches. I know the diehard fans know it. And, we didn't expect anything. We just had fun. We were just doing a record. And we thought maybe like we would sell 100 pieces, 100 copies, like to our friends and, boyfriend, girlfriend, to, mom and dad. And then in the first month, it sold miraculously 25,000 copies. And we had no idea how people could even find out about our little band, Warlock. And then the second album was Hellbound, and we got picked up by a major label. It was Polygram. Now it's called Universal. And yeah, and then the third album was True Steel. And then we got the Monsters of Rock festivals. They were like the biggest festivals back then, and we did two in Germany and one in England, Castle Donington. And we didn't know that it was so huge because there was no internet, there was no cell phone, so
Uh-huh.
out. And then I was in Castle Donington, and there were 80,000 people there, and I thought, oh my God! And when I walked on stage, I saw Lemmy, and Lemmy said, "Hey, Doro, good luck, have a good show." Then, are you nervous? And I said, "Oh man, I'm so nervous." And he gave me a hug and he gave me a kiss on my head. And and he said, "Okay, now knock him down, knock him dead." And and this photo, somebody made this photo, and I saw it in a Motorhead record. It was either No Sleep at All or No Sleep Till Hammersmith.
Hmm.
So when I saw this photo, it was a total surprise. And then I cut it out and I sent Lemmy a letter. And I said, "Lemmy, hi, it's the little girl from Warlock. I hope you remember me." And, and then I said, "Now we are at the same label. And if it's possible to eventually do something, record a song together." And one day I got a phone call from Lemmy. He said, "Hey, Doro, I got your letter. Let's do something together." And then I flew to LA and we did my first duet. It was Love Me Forever. And we did a song which Lemmy wrote on his acoustic guitar, Alone Again. And so that was my first time doing a duet with somebody I loved so much. It was awesome. And yeah, and then in 86, when we played Castle Donington, Monsters of Rock Festival, actually, I think we did pretty good. The fans were on fire. The fans, I owe it all to the fans, forever. And then the record company and the journalists, agencies, the booking agency, everybody said, "Okay, let's give this little band a shot." And so we hopped on tour with Judas Priest in 86. It was a big European tour. And then, and the tour in England was with Wasp, one of my favorite bands as well. Yeah. And then I went to America for a little promotion tour for the True Steel album. And it was just 3 days. And after 2 days, I thought, oh, I want to stay. And I loved New York. It was so crazy, many great people. And then we recorded Triumph and Agony album, which is still one of my favorite records with All We Are and For Immer and I Will Ruins. I still love to play all these songs. And yeah, and then I stayed. And then we had a great time in the studio. Many great people played on Triumph and Agony, like Cozy Powell, the legendary
Hmm.
drummer. Yeah, and then we got in trouble because our former manager, the German manager, he stole the name. He was the merchandiser, so he was interested in keeping the name. And then he stole the name and he left. He went to Turkey and you couldn't find him. Back in the day, you couldn't track anybody down, so we could never talk about it, and it was a mess. So we had to call it Doro because I wanted to continue making music. And I thought, okay, one record we call Doro, and then we go back to Warlock. But I tell you, I thought it will take 1 or 2 years to solve it, but it took 20 years to get the rights to the name Warlock back. So I had to
Hmm.
wait 20 years, but now I have the name Warlock back. I can do something with the name Warlock. I'm very happy. And yeah, and then we did many, many records. Yeah, in 89, 90, we did a record with Gene Simmons. That was awesome. And yeah, and then many, many more records. And last record was Forever Warriors, Forever United. I did two songs for Lemmy. One song was called Living Life to the Fullest, and the other song is a Motorhead song, Lost in the Ozone, was always one of my favorite songs. I think not many people know that. The diehard Motorhead fans know it, but not many other people know it, so I love it. And yeah, and then now the new record is coming out in October, 27th of October. It's coming out, and I think it sums up all, like, the whole the whole years of metal, like there are heavy songs on it, fast songs, really heavy songs like I Will Prevail, anthems like Children of the Dawn, duets with Rob Halford and Sammy Amara, and yeah, and some beautiful ballads too. So I think it sums it up, all these 40 years, what I experienced, and and I hope the fans love it as much as we do, and yeah, and I'm still on fire for the fans. And